I said no, but he ignored it. I'm struggling to cope. Hi, everyone. I need to share something that's been weighing on me because I can't stop replaying it in my mind. Recently, I went on a date with someone I initially thought was sweet and kind. Unfortunately, it turned out to be one of the most confusing and upsetting experiences I've ever had. We met, and he picked me up in his car. Being alone with him already felt a bit isolating, but I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. Early on, he began holding my hand without asking. I pulled away because I felt uneasy, but he kept trying again. When I didn't reciprocate, he questioned, "Why won't you hold my hand?" as if it was my responsibility to explain. Later, while we were parked, he leaned in to kiss me. I shook my head, said no, and turned away, but he ignored my words. He grabbed my head gently, saying, "It's okay," and kissed me anyway. It wasn't mutual or comfortable. It felt forceful and unwelcome. He pressed his lips against mine and insisted that I go along with it. Feeling overwhelmed and unsure of how to respond, I went along because I didn't feel like I could refuse again. Things escalated further. Without asking, he began touching me in ways that crossed my personal boundaries. He placed his hand on my leg, moved it up, and tried to touch areas I wasn't comfortable with. Even though I kept my legs crossed, he continued to push those boundaries. At the same time, he made comments that made me feel like I was to blame for his actions. He said things like, "You're so attractive. It's hard to control myself," as though my appearance excused his behavior. After the date, I messaged him, trying to convince myself that what happened was normal. I told him I missed him, but his reply was dismissive and made me feel even worse. It was clear he didn't see me as a person, but rather as an object for his desires. The next day, I told him I wanted to slow things down, because I was uncomfortable with how things had progressed. His response was chilling. He admitted he didn't think he could respect those boundaries and ended things between us, saying we were on different paths. Now I can't stop hearing myself say no and him saying, "It's okay," in my head. I feel confused and deeply unsettled. I didn't want any of it, but I also feel guilty for freezing and not doing more to stop him. I wonder if this is normal or if I'm overreacting because it wasn't something more severe. Am I wrong for feeling this way?